Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel, and today we're going to be looking at some brand new cards that got revealed in the set Crimson Haze. Now, this set has some pretty crazy cards. We might have actually just seen arguably one of the most broken cards ever printed in the TCG reveal. There is a new spec card that is pretty insane, and I've already seen a lot of outrage on Twitter, even worse than Prime Catcher. But I'm excited for some of these new cards, though. We got some brand new EXs, including the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX here. And if y'all are, of course, new to the second channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments what you think of these new cards and, of course, the new spec. And leave a like on the video if you're, of course, going to enjoy it and all that good stuff. And I'll leave a link to Poke Beach down below if you want to go check out these cards for yourself. So, starting things off, we got a brand new EX, and kind of the main star of the set is the Ursaluna EX here. Now, this card is a colorless-type basic Pokemon. Now, keep in mind, it's got 260 HP. This is one bulky basic. 260 HP on a basic Pokemon is kind of nutty. This can work with Bravery Charm, which will give it 310 HP on a basic. That's kind of crazy. So, it's got a really good ability. So, it's got that ability. Elder's Technique. This Pokemon's Blood Moon attack costs 1 colorless energy for each prize your opponent has taken. So, this is like Radiant Charizard's ability, and it basically is. It's Radiant Charizard on a 2-prize EX Pokemon, and its attack does, of course, require 5 energy, much like Charizard EX, and of course, it does 240 damage, and this Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. Not a bad trade-off, because it's literally Radiant Charizard, and Radiant Charizard is arguably one of the best cards in the game. Now, obviously, Zard's a fire type, it's a 1-prizer, but this thing is still pretty good nonetheless. Now, if I were to, say what decks might play it, honestly, anything could play it, but I think one of the main decks we could see it be played in is Lugia V-Star. Lugia V-Star is already pretty good right now in Japan. The Lugia Cinccino deck's actually fairly good right now, so this card could be a nice addition to the Lugia V-Star deck. There's a lot of decks that could play it. It could be played even in, like, Arc Pile, maybe. 240 damage isn't bad. It's obviously, less than Charizard, but 240 damage isn't bad at all. Now, I guess keep in mind, the text does state the Blood Moon attack, so it's not going to work with Crisis Punch, it looks like, or anything like that. But, I mean, the attack's pretty good. 240 damage, nice, solid damage. You're going to knock out most basic EXs like Iron Hands, Roaring Moon, Miraidon, Chien-Pao, Raging Bolt, deleted just like that. This card's pretty good, and it's a pretty scary card, not going to lie. That ability is insane. This could even be its own deck, to be honest. Like I said, maybe not its own deck. It does require a lot of energy, but this could be a good card to have it selling like Lugia. And also keep in mind, it's 260 HP. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of health. That's crazy. This card is pretty good. Next up is Screamtail EX. We got an Ancient EX Pokemon here. And of course, this card does have 2 attacks. It is a Psychic Pokemon. Keep in mind, it can be used within Gardevoir. And of course, it works with Ancient Booster Capsule and Sada. I'll zoom in a little bit more, I guess. But it does have the attack Sudden Shriek, which for 1 colorless energy, you can use attack only if you go second and only during your first turn. However, during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any supporters from their hands. This could be a pretty annoying attack. It reminds me a lot of Gengar Mimikyu. Well, it isn't the same as Gengar Mimikyu. It's sort of kind of what it does. Where it's just an attack that cheeses your opponent from being able to do anything on their following turn. Now, it makes it so your opponent can't play a supporter. It's not that bad. They can still play items and draw abilities, but blocking supporters is kind of crazy. And then you got the other attack, Crunch, 120, discard energy from their active. So, I don't know how good this card really is. Will it be good in Gardevoir? Maybe. The one thing in Gardevoir is it can deny your opponent a turn, essentially. I mean, blocking supporters could make or break a situation. Like, if your opponent can't do Iona or anything, it's kind of big. I'm not sure this card is that good. We'll have to see, though. There could be more to it. It is an Ancient card. Keep in mind, you could play it in an Ancient deck. But if you're already playing Roaring Moon, whatever, Raging Bolt, you're probably already going to want to attack anyways and knock something out instead of just blocking your opponent from items. So we'll have to see where this card finds a home. Iron Thorns EX, dude, I thought this card was really good. I did react to it on my live stream, and I thought this card might have been better. Now, it is basically a New Age Empoleon V. So it's got that ability where, while it's in the active spot, Pokemon with the rule box, except for any future Pokemon, have no abilities. So you get to shut off abilities while it's in the active. So it's like basically like Klefki, right? Kind of where it sits in the active, locks out abilities. It is only on rule box Pokemon, but that's fine. I mean, you're shutting off Pidgeot V. You're shutting off or Pidgeot EX. You're shutting off Charizard EX. You literally are shutting off Pidgeot V, but that doesn't really matter. But yeah, your big thing is you're shutting off Charizard and Pidgeot, which is good. You shut off Radiant Greninja. You're not stopping Comfey or anything, which is a little annoying. But you do get to shut off the evolving EXs, which is kind of relevant. And this could be decent. There is a hit and run future Pokemon with the Iron Treads EX from the Scarlet and Violet base set, and that might be the best way to play Iron Thorns. And it is a lightning type, so you can play it in Miraidon and with Electric Generator. Its attack, Bull Cyclone, does 140 damage. You move one energy from it to one of your bench Pokemon. That's not too bad at all. Pretty crazy stuff. Could be good for sure. It works with Future Booster Capsule and Iron Crown to make it do more damage. It's not bad at all. I definitely think this card is decently playable. Is it like amazing? Not really, but it's not bad. It's definitely decent. It's playable, and it could see some play just because the ability alone is pretty annoying to play against. We got a new Applin and, of course, a new Diplin. We dipping our toes into something. So it does have that effect where it seems to do 70 damage. You got Candid Catcher. Switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot, and then you do 70 damage to the new active Pokemon. So, I mean, it's okay. Nothing crazy. I mean, you do get to knock out basic Pokemon like Charmanders, Pidgeys, Bidoof, Frigibaxes, but it's not that great. It is a Dragon Pokemon, though, so maybe it can find some use in Regidrago V-Star. Keep that in mind. I don't know. Probably not, though. It is interesting, nonetheless. We got a new Fion here. It's got a new, trainer gallery, whatever it's called. Pretty cool stuff. But it, of course, does have 2 attacks. You got Beacon. Put a supporter from discard in your hand. Meh, it's all right. And then you got Energy Press, doing 20 damage for each energy on your opponent's active Pokemon. Nothing crazy there. I mean, you're a water Pokemon. Not sure you're hitting any relevant Pokemon for weakness, per se. I mean, Entei maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that great. it's all right. Nothing too crazy. We got a new supporter here with Perrin. Reveal up to 2 Pokemon from your hand and shuffle them into your deck. And then search your deck for up to that many Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So it's kind of like a mini Pokemon communication, which is kind of cool. It is a supporter, though, and it's not a bad supporter. Getting 2 Pokemon can be good. I mean, this could be good in something like Lugia. Imagine you play this card in Lugia, and then you grab 2 Archeops, and then you have an Ultra Ball already in your hand. No, it's probably not going to be good in Lugia, but it is an interesting card nonetheless. Getting 2 Pokemon for free is nice. I feel like at that point, though, it's better to play something like Jock. Like, I feel like the uses this card has is to find evolutions, but, like, Jock kind of already does that better, so not sold on this. I don't know. Let me know if there's any decks that could play this. I mean, maybe there's, like, a deck that wants specific Pokemon in your hand. I don't think there's anything out there that does that, though. Like, the best thing I could think of was, like, Archeops, but you'd have to have Ultra Ball with that. So, I don't know. It's probably not that great. One interesting card they brought back is Enhanced Hammer. Definitely exciting to see Enhanced Hammer come back. Fan of Waves is rotating, which is pretty much not the same as Enhanced Hammer, but it's close. It does put a special energy from your opponent's Pokemon to the bottom of their deck. So it is a worse Enhanced Hammer because they keep the energy. Enhanced Hammer just discards the special energy. This could be pretty good to have in the format. I mean, Mist Energy is pretty popular right now. Obviously, with Roaring Moon EX still in the format, we could see in Roaring Moon start incorporating Enhanced Hammer in their deck. Some Moon decks were playing Temple of Sinnoh to stop Mist Energy, and now they can play Enhanced Hammer instead. And that's not bad. I mean, they already have Pokestop. Why not play it? It's actually pretty good, and it's going to be good in probably Snorlax. Sorry. It's facts. It's nice to have Enhanced Hammer back. Crushing Hammer is also in the format, so we got both hammers now in the format. There's a new stadium, Community Center. Once during each player's turn, if that player already has played a supporter from their hand, they may heal 10 damage from each of their Pokemon. It's all right. It's like kind of reminds me of Moonlit Hill, where you discard something and then you heal Pokemon. I mean, it's all right. I don't know if there's any deck that you really need to tech for now that prevents spread damage. Like, I guess Sableye still exists, but it's not like Rapid Strike exists anymore. So we'll have to see if... I mean, this could be okay against Sableye, because it does actually fix math, technically, but Jirachi already exists. It's a cool card. I'm not sure there's any deck that really can utilize it, though. It's just not as good as all the other stadiums we have. New supporter, Caretaker. Draw 2 cards. Then, if Community Center's in play, shuffle this back into your deck. So this synergizes with the new stadium. I guess you can draw 2 and heal 10 from all your Pokemon. Cool stuff. Probably not that good, though. Just kind of a fringe combo. The one benefit this could have is, like, maybe with, like, Tinkaton to, like, get the supporter back so you can kind of loop it. I don't know. Nimona's just better, though. Yeah, it's probably not that good. Lucky Helmet got a reprint, baby. Let's get it. Now, Lucky Helmet's not that good. If it's on the active spot and is damaged, even if it gets knocked out, you draw 2 cards. The one deck that could play this is Tinkaton, so... yeah, Tinkaton, bro. Maybe Tinkaton just got a buff with the new supporter stadium end tool. Now, Lucky Helmet, it's mediocre. Nothing crazy. Now, here's where things get crazy. Unfair Stamp. Yes, we have a brand new A-Spec card. This is literally one of the most broken cards I've ever seen. This card is insane. So, yeah, Unfair Stamp, it lives up to the name. So, you can only play this card if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck, you draw 5, and your opponent draws 2 cards. That is ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous. That is so good. Like, dude, imagine just putting your opponent to 2 cards and then you just win because of it. Like, that's insane. Like, Iono's a pretty good card, right? Iono's one of the best cards in the game right now. You know, can force your opponent to get small hands. Iono wins games, but Iono's good at the end of the game. That's when the card has its full value. This can literally work on your second turn. If you're playing against like Moon or something, or any deck that can like donkey turn 1, like Future Box, for example. You know, Miraidon KO's your little Charmander. You just go like Arven for Unfair Stamp. You get a new hand. I mean, you get to draw cards too, keep in mind. And your opponent goes down to 2. That's ridiculous. This card is actually insane. Again, I've seen a lot of outrage on Twitter already. This card's been, you know, revealed for like an hour now, and there's a lot of people already like doom posting on Twitter. This card is pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is a pretty good card. Pretty broken. Arguably one of the most broken cards I think I have ever seen in the TCG. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Is this better than Prime Catcher and Maximum Belt? Because Maximum Belt and Prime Catcher are the 2 best A-Spec cards in the game right now. In the Japan format anyways, right? We don't have them yet. But in Japan, Prime Catcher is really good, and so is Maximum Belt. They printed Guzma on an item, and it might not be as good as Roxanne, but even better on an item. I don't know what to tell you, bro. They might have cooked with this A-Spec. Dude, so if they reprinted Dowsing Machine and Computer Search, which are both 2 iconic cards, right? Computer Search, get any card out of your deck, right, for free. Discard 2 cards, get any card out of your deck. Dowsing Machine, discard 2 cards, get a trainer back from your discard pile. 2 insanely powerful cards. I actually don't know if they would see play at all, considering this exists. This and Prime Catcher are actually absurd. I mean, Prime Catcher is really good. This card is good and also toxic, because it also just makes it so your opponent might just lose on the spot. Obviously, it's very good that it's an A-Spec, so you can only play 1. But, bro, you can play this with Darkrai V-Star to get it back. You can use Silene. This could be deadly in Snorlax decks. I mean, dude, this card is insane. This is a very good card. Now, there are ways to counter it. I'm not saying this card is like I mean, it's pretty broken. Like I said, it might be the most broken card we've ever seen. But there are ways to counter it. You can play Mew EX, which is kind of a counter to it. It's not a bad card to play. There's also Bibarel. If you can get Bibarel up before, like if you know your opponent's playing this card and you get Bibarel in play, you're probably going to feel a little bit better. But your opponent could also go Unfair Stamp, Counter Catcher, KO your Bibarel, and then you got issues. So, I don't know, man. This card is Looney Tunes. This is a crazy card, bro. I'm not going to lie. Kind of surprised they printed it. Not sure how I feel about it. Want to sit on it. Let me know what you think of this Unfair Stamp in the comments. Do you think this card is going to ruin the game? Do you think it's too good? Or do you think it's just overhyped, potentially like Prime Catcher might be? I'm not sure, because, dude, that is a dirty card. This is broken. Just it's literally unfair. It's got unfair in the name, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Twitter's going crazy right now about this card, and I don't blame him. This card is pretty good. But yeah, there you go. Those are all the new cards. Some decent stuff. Of course, the new Blood Moon Ursaluna is pretty good. I like it. Is it as good as the Reset Stamp Unfair card? Nope, not really. Unfair Stamp is clearly the better card, but 2 pretty decent cards. Iron Thorns EX, decent card too. I mean, bro, it's literally Paradox Tyranitar. It had to be playable. Tyranitar is an iconic Pokemon. But there you have, folks. Let me know what you think of the new cards down in the comments below. Do you think Screamtail will find a home with that first attack? Do you think Iron Thorns is good at all? Do you think the Blood Moon's good? And let me know what you think of the Unfair Stamp in the comments. I'm very interested on that one. I really want to hear what everyone thinks of that card. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all on another video here on the second channel very soon. Bye-bye.